father was an example of someone who had to overcome obstacles for being Mexican. And he wanted all of us children to reach the highest level we could because of who we were. She felt that responsibility of being the oldest and being an example in the family. Irma would sort of mediate. She would always sort of break up the fights and try to see if there was a peaceful place that everybody could be and get along with each other. Many qualities of what I see her as a judge, she was already exhibiting as a child. You know, being that older person, the one that was more fair with everyone, she has tried to lead as an example. And every job that she's had to show women, Latina women in particular, look what you can do if you want to.
I think that some of the qualities that make Judge Gonzalez stand out to so many of us were just the fact that it was so clear that she cared. She cared about the people who appeared in front of her. She cares about the law and about doing justice. Lawyers, parties, and jurors would leave her courtroom really feeling like this is how a courtroom should run. This is how justice should be served out to people. She's the first Latina appointed, certainly to this court and possibly to the district court. She's a real trailblazer in that area. Whether you're working for her or appearing before her or her colleague, she brought out the best in people. You look around to the people who you are going to be colleagues with for examples about how you might want to model yourself. As a person who entered the bench here, I just felt like she was such an inspiration for the kind of judge I wanted to be.
I clicked for her from fall 1999 to summer 2000. And to my knowledge, there was not a single year that she didn't have at least one woman or one minority law clerk. She is mindful that this is open doors, that this creates careers, that this is opportunity. She was engaged in our community with an emphasis on minority and women's advancement. The fact that she chose to give back to those causes speaks volumes about her integrity and about her dedication and about what's important to her. And she now continues to stress to us the importance of family. She talked about her 6 siblings. When we got older, she talked about her grandchildren. She fits well within the remarkable list of women who have won the Margaret Brent Award because she has all of the excellence and is a cheerleader for anyone that she cares about professionally and personally.
As we were growing up in our legal career, there just weren't very many Latina lawyers or any Latina role models. And there were very few, if any, mentors to guide us. And the journey was pretty lonely. And that was the reason why we met, to share our thoughts about formulating a new group called Latinas in the Law. We felt that there was something missing. We needed to have some kind of bond where we could gather and empower ourselves as a group. We also realized that we needed a superstar to be the leader of our group. And we thought of Judge Irma Gonzalez, who had an outstanding reputation. I consider her an elegant supernova because she has this brilliance about her. Everything that she does it with excellence. I've never met a person like her. As a role model, it's instilled confidence in me that if this amazing Latina can do what she does, so can I.
Good afternoon. I am honored to be one of the recipients of the 2021 Margaret Brent Award and to be included among these 4 other outstanding women. I would like to thank those who spoke on my behalf on the video, truly great friends. I would like to thank the ABA Commission on Women in the Profession. Also, I would give a big thanks to Lawyers Club, who nominated me for this award. Lawyers Club is a wonderful organization in San Diego that for almost 50 years has continued to support and promote and mentor women in the legal profession. I would like to single out 2 individuals who stuck by me and supported me throughout this process, Judge Yvonne Campos and Assistant United States Attorney Rebecca Church. They supported me throughout this process, as I said, and they never gave up hope that I would be a recipient of this award. And I'd like to thank my hermanas, Ana Jauregui Law and Lilia Garcia, who helped me found the Latinas in the Law organization, which I will talk about in a couple of minutes. I would like to thank, last but not least, my husband, Robert Brewer, who himself is a giant among lawyers in the San Diego legal community. He is my biggest fan, my confidant, and my best friend. He has continued to support my commitment to the advancement of women in the legal profession. And I am convinced he has enjoyed all my successes over the last 40 years. A big shout out to our daughter, Amy, our son-in-law, Kyle, and our granddaughters, Kaylin and Ashley. I follow in the footsteps of two women from San Diego who are previous recipients of this award. Judge Margaret McEwen on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and Justice Judith McConnell, who sits on the California 4th District Court of Appeal. I am so proud of my parents. I would not be here if it were not for their vision, for their 7 children, 6 daughters, and 1 son. My mother was born and raised in Mexico. She never graduated from high school. She became a naturalized citizen when I was 5 years old, and eventually she obtained her GED at age 45. But she went on to become a real estate agent and also a wonderful artist. My father was born and raised in the border town of Nogales, Arizona. By age 12, he was an orphan and raised by his grandmother. He was the only one among his 8 siblings that even attended college. My father had this inner drive that gave him the strength to succeed, and succeed he did. He graduated from Stanford and undergraduate, and then received his MD from Stanford. He became one of the first Latino general surgeons in the state of Arizona. And my siblings, my 6 siblings themselves, are very successful. And like me, they owe their motivation to our unique parents. Well, what was it like growing up to be a Latina of Mexican heritage in the Southwest? Well, I never thought I was different until one day, boys in the neighborhood, when I was in grade school, called me a dirty Mexican. And then in high school, boys told me they couldn't date me. Their parents wouldn't let them date me because I was Mexican. Well, what does a woman of color do? You set out to prove yourself. And you have to work extra hard. I am convinced that women of color have to do this with all their endeavors. And a lot of hard work really helped. And I felt the pressure to have to prove myself. But I am blessed to have served as a judge for almost 30 years in 3 different judicial positions. I am proud to have been the first Latina of Mexican heritage to be appointed to the federal bench in 1992. And during this time, I have committed myself to uplifting and motivating Latinas, to motivate them if they want to go to law school, to motivate them to be good lawyers, and even if they want to be judges, to give them the mentorship that I hope they need. One of the ways that I've been able to accomplish this is by through the Latinas in the Law organization. As I mentioned before, 3 of us Latina women decided there needed to be an organization that would promote Latina women in the legal profession. And that's our motto. And we also want to provide growth and development for Latinas and to have them be role models for others in the community. I hope that those who follow will continue to dream big, will continue to set goals, their highest goals, and will know that those of us who preceded them are in their corner, cheering them on. Again, thank you for this great honor.